What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 6 of the mr2 k24 swap build, and today we're going to be installing our hybrid shifter and our Hux adapter plate. So I just got this in yesterday, and here's the plate right here. They also gave me some candy and stuff too, which is cool. They always pick it up in a pin, which is definitely always needed. So this is the adapter plate, which is basically what we're gonna do is just take this piece, these 4 bolts, put it on here, and that way we don't have to cut the center console at all. It's gonna be a real clean fit in here, which is one thing I wanted to do on this car, is just make it a lot more cleaner. I don't really like to cut things that kind of make it look aftermarket or tacky. So right now we're gonna be installing this. Hopefully, if my adapter plate comes in today, which should be, we can install our throttle body and get all the sensors installed, so we can actually maybe get a start today. I'm also going to be doing fuel system. I know some of you guys have been asking me on how to run it and which goes to which, so I'll be explaining that a little bit better. We'll also be installing our shifter cables, our clutch master cylinder, our slave master cylinder, I'm sorry, with our Hux line, so we can basically almost have everything ready when we do get it started and running. I'll also be finishing the grounds on here, so I just have the one on the transmission. We're gonna use that ground over there for the engine cover side, and then we'll make one for the intake manifold. We're also going to be doing a quick brake booster line. I'll show you guys how I use the stock RSX baseline, since it has like a little bypass in there that usually external, but it's just going to be internal on this RSX, since that's how they run them. But I'll show you guys the little bypass and the hose once I get to that. Other than that, hopefully we can, like I said, try to get this thing started. But right now we're gonna go ahead and start installing this, see how it looks, and then we'll come back and show you how it looks. All right, so now that we're back, just wanted to show you guys how the Hux plate adapts to the hybrid racing shifter mechanism. So it's pretty simple. It's just 4 bolts. That's how I put a little Loctite on them. I use these ones from the actual hybrid racing kit. So these were the bolts, they bolt right in, perfect, no problems. So right now I need to get the shift cables taken apart from the shift box right here. These are type S 02 to 04 cables, and so we're gonna use those on this EP3 5-speed tranny. They're universal, basically for 5 or 6 speed, so it doesn't matter basically on the cables as far as shifter wise. If you have a 6th gear, it'll shift into 6th gear. If you don't, it won't. So I'm going to be installing the cables right now. Also wanted to show you guys this brake booster line. This is a stock one, so it usually goes like, I believe, like this stock. So the booster is right here, and this is going to the booster to the motor. So we're basically, since this is where the valve is right here, we're going to cut it a little bit past here, and then we're just going to circle it from right here to right there, and then that'll be our brake booster. Will have brakes. We're good as far as that. So it's a pretty simple modification. Just have to cut it and then install. Other than that, I'll be doing the slave cylinder as well, just so we can almost have everything ready, so I can bleed it eventually after everything's ready with the motor starting. And then after that, we'll come and start doing some grounds and stuff. So go ahead and get these cables knocked out and put this slave cylinder on, and then we'll put the brake booster on too as also, and then we'll come back. All right, so we get in here real fast so I can show you guys how it looks. It fits in here really good. Might just have to slightly trim, maybe right here a little bit to get the full cover on. I was testing it out, but it's just pretty good. Yeah, it's in there. So I mean, that's how it's gonna look once we still got to take all this apart to do the cluster for the RSX wiring and everything. But for right now, yeah, the shifter's in. I'll show you what else I did so far. So I went ahead, did the brake booster. Make sure that the oh, I should actually have that. Yeah, so make sure the arrow right here is going towards the engine, just to make sure you're doing it right. And I went ahead, did the slave cylinder as well. That's connected with the clutch line. Shifter is all connected in there as well. So next thing I want to start doing is I want to put that ground on. I'll probably remove it from that spot and relocate it. And then I need to get one for the intake manifold. Other than that, I believe I will see if the spacer head came in right now. I'm gonna go check my mail. I just heard the mail come in right now, so I'm gonna check that out. But next, after the grounds, I'm gonna go ahead and mount my fuel regulator so we can start figuring out how long the lines need to be and get everything ready so we can get ready to start. I also got my idler pulley from the Civic Si 02 to 11, so I'll be showing you that next as well. So right now I'm gonna get this fuel filter and regulator mounted. We'll go ahead and put our grounds on, and then we'll come back. All right, so now that we're back, I got all my grounds together. So I already had the transmission ground on here. I got the engine harness ground on there, on the actual stud of the engine. That's a good ground for it, especially if you're running like a Honda manifold gasket. Also got the fuel lines all mocked up. So the way I ran it is, I can show you maybe better over here. This is my feed line, which is where the fuel filter came from. So since it's deleted now, I just ran an end line. So that's gonna be my feed coming from the bottom line, and then the next line, which is going to the fuel rail. So basically the fuel regulation is basically just from the top to bottom. So it's just, it flows right over to the fuel rail, and then my return is right here on top. So it's pretty simple. There's only 2 lines you use off the mr2 itself. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I can show you guys the ground for the other side, which is the one for the intake manifold. So I got that grounded to that, and then I have one on the engine side cover, which is a 10, and I got that connected to right here. So that ground came from an RSX, and the other 2 grounds I use actually off of the old engine right here. So you don't have to buy a ground kit if you don't want to. But yeah, so that's my fuel system. I'm probably gonna redo the bottom one. That was just a mock-up actually. So right now I actually got my throttle body converter, so I can take this one off now. We're gonna be putting the RSX Type S throttle body on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off. It's 412s, and then you also have to take off the studs. So this it's probably best to use like some I don't know, some pliers or whatever, and to turn them. Sometimes they're hard, sometimes they're pretty easy. But other than that, I'm gonna take the throttle body off. We'll put the spacer on, and then we'll throw on the Type S throttle body and get ready to plug in the sensors and everything, and then we'll come back and see what we're gonna do next. All right, so now that I got the old throttle body off, I got the new Type S one on with my spacer. The spacer costs like 50 bucks. You can get them on eBay. There's a whole bunch of people selling them. So I got the harness connected as well. I got my throttle cable connected. I just got to loosen it up a little bit more and do adjustment. But when doing it on the mr2, you want to use the black side, which is the cruise control one, and then you're gonna jump over to this side bracket, and it fits perfect. As far as if anybody wanted to know how to do that. So I got my hoses connected as well. So we're basically almost there. This hose, I'm gonna have to get another clamp or figure out, because it's too small and this line is too big, so gas is gonna be leaking out of here. So I gotta fix that first. Other than that, this thing is basically ready to start up besides the fuel. So once I get that fitting, I'm gonna go try to find that, and then we'll come back and hopefully we can get this thing cranked up and started. So we'll go ahead and get that going, and then we're also probably going to be doing the heater hoses as well. So we'll see once we fix this fuel problem and come back and see what we're gonna do next. All right, so now that we're back, I just put the little intake on for now so I can have my intake air temperature sensor on. Got my fuel lines all clamped on. So right now we're gonna go for a first time start. So go ahead and put this back here. What happened? Oh, it's my fault. Oh, we'll see. Start and sounds pretty good. Next on the video, we're going to be cleaning everything up back here, and then we're going to be installing our RSX Type S cluster in here so you guys can see the wiring of that. But yeah, we're getting there, guys. As you can see, the racing shifters in here looks really nice. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Still got to do a couple more things next, which will be the heater hoses, our radiator hoses. JFab's gonna go ahead and finish the exhaust by putting the downpipe onto the stock exhaust we have right here. So we'll be doing that. After we do the subframe, the next video also we'll be installing the axles, which are B-series axles. If anybody's trying to get ahead and figure out which axles they are, you don't have to modify them or anything. They're just 94 to 01, GSR, GS, RS, anything except Type R axles will work. So 94 to 01 Acura Integra axles will work on here. Make sure you use EP3 RSX, SI FG2 FA5 midshaft, manual only. Other than that, hopefully next video we can get this car driving and we can see how it drives compared to the other K24 5-speed that I did, which is the first one. So stay tuned, guys. Like, share, comment, hit the notification. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.